All right. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. It's my select button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name. We are talking about how Andrea Berta is really interested into signing Nico Williams, and then Marco Silva is yet another huge discussion. He has informally agreed a deal to leave the Premier League, and a very huge Vinicius Jr update from Real Madrid that most of the people are really eagerly waiting in for. Smash the like button close to 100 times and let's see what your thoughts are about this. It's the 8th of May 2025 and hope you guys are really having fun where you are. But we're here to talk about some transfers and some huge stories that are really happening in there. So Nico Williams is on the list of Arsenal for not only this summer, but even last summer, Arsenal were scouting for this Spanish international. And we all know to it that he has gone ahead, obviously, work his ass out to see to it that he obviously becomes one of the best wide forwards in the world at his age. And he's, I think, 22 years of age, 23. And that makes him one of the best into the world. And for everyone who has obviously watched my previous video that I did today, it was all about Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz is one of those that is the same league with Nico Williams. And top teams are really eagerly waiting to see when they'll obviously sign these players, you know. And for Florian Wirtz, he has really chosen Bayern Munich over Arsenal and very many other teams into the mix. So that's how things are really panning out for the side of Arsenal. So Andrea Berta has obviously been a very huge admirer for Nico Williams, and the decision has been made that please I'm really going to go in for Nico Williams. But he faces some tight competition from other teams that are really so much showing interest in the player. And Di Marzio from Italy is telling us that Andrea Berta knows Nico Williams very, very well. That's what he's telling us. And try to get him to Atletico Madrid. Chelsea tried to get him last summer. Maresca will come back to him with Chelsea. Arsenal will try to get him too. It's the right moment for him to try the Premier League challenge. Now, the player we're talking about is really one of the deadliest that you'll ever want to have in your team. And if you are told your opponent you don't want to face him, why don't you want to face him? 1, he's fast. 2, he's not selfish. He has assists onto his name. And secondly, he can really do trickeries with his foot that will obviously frustrate all the people he's obviously trying to obviously attack. And he's one of the best attackers into his area. And I tell you what, no one, or no team in the world doesn't want to get a Nico Williams. That's why you see to it that Arsenal is into the mix, Chelsea is into the mix, Real Madrid is in the mix, Barcelona, if they really find themselves really organizing their books of finance very well, they can really come in through to obviously sign the player. But Andrea Berta, the new sporting director for the club of Real Madrid, is really a huge fan because he wanted to sign the player even when he was at Atletico Madrid. Remember, from Atletico Madrid, he really went into a short sabbatical, and that's where Arsenal have gone ahead to get him from. So he's well conversant with the player that we are talking about. I tell you, he's really well conversant, and he has on several occasions scouted this player, and scouting him has always been a very huge sign that he wants to bring in this player at the side of Atletico Madrid. Now, with him at Arsenal, with him working at Arsenal, and he really came to the club that also wants the player, and they really have the financial muscle. This is where I come to let you know that this deal is one of those that Andrea Berta really wants. He's an admirer. That means he wants to bring in this player and see to it that all goes on well for the club of Arsenal. And I've already told you that Nico Williams will really save Arsenal from really bringing in another wide forward, because he can play as a left forward and he can play as a right forward. If you're looking at the position, where Bukayo Saka plays, he literally plays there very, very, very well. You understand? He literally plays there very, very well. You understand? And if you talk about playing as a left forward, because Saka plays as a right forward, is better than Trossard and Martinelli combined. And that's why I've always told you that if Arsenal can get in Gyökeres as the number 9 next season and add in Nico Williams, their front three will be one of the deadliest in the world, because Saka will cook on the right, Nico Williams will cook on the left, and then Gyökeres will obviously finish those big chances these two forwards will obviously create for him. So Andrea Berta is a big admirer, and they face competition from Chelsea. Now, when you look at the Premier League table, Chelsea doesn't look like they're into the right box of obviously qualifying for the Champions League. If you're really looking at how the Champions League is really looking at, especially if you're looking at the Premier League table. Now, Chelsea is 5th with 63 points, tied with Newcastle. You understand? Now, Nottingham is also there with 61 points. So, Arsenal, I think, just need... they need like 5 points. And those 5 points will obviously see them go. So when you look at the battle in here, there is Aston Villa is having 60 points. So Aston Villa, Nottingham might obviously stop Chelsea from obviously competing to the levels they want to be competing at. You understand? So that's exactly what you're talking about. So that means Champions League football might be a priority or a big factor for where this guy is going to be playing. And for Arsenal, if they go to the Champions League, I tell you what, and Chelsea doesn't go, I think Nico Williams will obviously opt for Arsenal, because they have all what it takes to really take that team to where it deserves them to be. That is it. Now let's leave it at that and really see how a big fan of Nico Williams brings him to Arsenal and beat competition from all other sides. Let's go to Real Madrid. Real Madrid will announce the contract extension of Vinicius Jr at the end of the season. So there have been stories that have been covering the media on how Vinicius Jr is not happy at Real Madrid, that the coming in through of Kylian Mbappe has gone ahead to obviously overshadow his role at Real Madrid and is no longer the poster boy of Real Madrid. And as we speak right now, Vini Jr has really been given green light by Real Madrid that we're obviously going to be giving you a new contract. And the new contract that was given to him had a release clause of, I think, of 1 billion, right? And I think Vini is one of those that you have to look at and really know that he's really great. But Kylian Mbappe is really greater, because I've told people that Vini is good, but Mbappe is far much a better player than him because of his attributes onto the ball and where he comes from. At the age of 17, he was bought 170 million euros from Monaco to PSG. That doesn't really happen oftenly for a young player like that at that age. Then you have also to come up and obviously understand that the side of France won the World Cup with him winning the golden, with him being the golden boy of the tournament, I think at the age of 18. And it's very hard for a player at the age of 18 to win a World Cup and really doesn't really feel like he has done it in life. But Mbappe has found himself in a position of really keeping himself into self-demand, and he has assessed himself that he needs to put in the shift. Until now, he's really showing how good he is. World Cup final, scoring a hat-trick for the side of France and took the game to penalties, where Kiomini went ahead to miss the penalty. So he's really good, and I really love what he does. But I think Vini Jr. is really another one that has nothing to do, because the prince is in Bernabeu, and that is Kylian Mbappe. and his PRM team is really doing great. And Vini has to be second fiddle. First fiddle is Kylian Mbappe. That is it. The amount of money that they bought him just indicates how good and how much they want to see that player really prosper. In this season, he was going to have to score 35 goals. That is Kylian Mbappe. And he's still scoring more and more and more and more because the La Liga has some, I think, 3-4 games to go. Now, lastly, let's go to Fulham. London stories. Fulham manager Marco Silva has informally agreed to take the manager's job at Saudi Arabian club Al-Hilal. Now, last time, they really wanted to sign the player. You understand? They wanted to sign the manager, but the manager was like, I want to go, but Fulham really kept him around. I don't know what the owner of Fulham went ahead to obviously tell him, but all in all, he was kept at the club, and that he is a man known as Marco Silva. But this time around, looks like Marco Silva is like, I'm not obviously gonna find myself staying here, yet Al-Hilal is giving me a lot of money, and they are really doing great that side, and he's really going to be managing top players that side. So those are the 3 stories that I had read right now in here to obviously discuss with you. But Nico Williams was the lead story, and Berta wants Nico Williams. He admires him, and he wants to see to it that he really puts in a very huge shift in there for you. So guys, we call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Andrea Berta wanting Nico Williams. And do you think Arsenal will land the deal, or Chelsea will obviously come up and really win this? So, good night to those going to bed. We sign out for now in here. Rokani David is my name. See you in the next video, if we happen to upload one later. Not so? So, we out. Bye-bye for now. And we love you, die. Thank you. Bye-bye.